In today's world, graphic cards have seen an insane increase in pricing and has caused most of us to have delay or avoid purchasing a new graphics card altogether. I have reviewed and analyzed the best 50 cards on the market performance-wise and have chosen the top 10 from that list that can give you the best bang for your buck. Stay tuned to the end of the video if you want to receive the full details and data from my analysis to use for your own research. Hey, Techie Papa here, and today we are going to do a deep dive into analyzing graphic card performance and current pricing trends for both new and used cards. Unfortunately, the market is still crazy, causing many newer GPUs to be priced above MSRP. Although it would be nice to upgrade to these cards, is it really the best option if you are trying to be budget conscious? Purchasing an older used card can be a smart move if you are trying to get the most performance per dollar spent. The majority of us do not have the funds to spend over $1,000 on the newest tech in this category, with many of us spending only a few hundred on average. That led me to do some additional research on the topic. A recent GPU benchmark test came out from the folks at PC Games Hardware that tested 180 different GPUs from 2009 to present. I will include a link to their information below. This had to be a huge effort to compile all of this data. Their charts displayed performance scores ranking the best performing to the worst. I took their data and took this a step further. For my analysis, I wanted to compare only cards that were from the last few generations old at most. I wanted to make sure that the card still had life left in it and would be maintained and supported for drivers at least for a few more years. After reviewing their data, I decided I would take their top 50 GPUs by performance as my base. These top 50 GPUs were almost all from the last 3 generations of cards and manufactured within the last 6 to 7 years old at the oldest. Anything lower than that on the list started getting a little too old and I would worry might lose support on newer games not long before purchase. This is just my opinion and thought process. Your mileage may vary, and that is why I will include my data set for you to use in your own research at the end of the video. I then took these 50 GPUs and did further analysis. I looked up average sale price for each of these GPUs on eBay. This gives a pretty decent metric on what each card is currently selling for, at least in October of 2025 when I'm making this video. Then I took that sale price and divided by the performance rating, giving a price per point metric. This helps determine which cards are currently giving the most value per performance today. Based on this analysis and rating methodology, here are the top 10 value GPUs by performance per cent in October of 2025. Sneaking in at number 10 is the Intel Arc B580 graphics card. Intel is still a fairly new contender in the graphics card market, but that does not mean they haven't been able to compete. When the B580 initially came out, it was very hyped and it caused the price to soar. For a long time, this card was really overpriced for its performance, but in recent months, the price has dropped to the point where this card is now in the top value options today. With an average price of about $240 on eBay and a performance rating of 36,594, this card came in at about 0.66 cents per point. That is a fraction of a penny per point. At number 9, we have the AMD Radeon RX 7600 XT. This newer value card released by AMD in Q1 of 2024 has proven to be a good card as its performance score of 50,141 and average price on eBay of $320 seems to be a good sweet spot as far as having enough speed for years to come without the crazy price of some of the higher end cards today. This one came in with a cost per point of 0.64 cents. Number 8 is a slightly older but more power version of the AMD lineup. The Radeon RX 6800 XT is a popular card that boasts 1440p gaming and high performance, but only costs about $325 today. Even though the card was released in Q4 of 2020, it still outperforms many of the low to mid-range cards coming out today. The price per point for this card is 0.62. The next card in our number 7 slot is the AMD Radeon RX 7600. Its stronger brother took the 9th spot, but this card's price is so cheap right now that it gave it a slightly better price point of 0.61. At $190 and 31,264 performance rating, this card can give you great 1080p performance on even the newest games. Coming in at number 6 is the AMD Radeon RX 6650 XT. This card is very similar in performance to the RX 7600 with a slightly lower price point to match. This card costs about $180 on eBay with a performance rating of 30,161, giving it a price per point of 0.60 cents. Entering into the top 5 is the NVIDIA GeForce RTX 2080 Super. These cards were quite popular when they first came out and may have been hard to find. They were marketed as a slight performance advantage over the regular 2080. With the average price at $180, these higher end cards of their day can now be had in the budget category. Coming out in Q3 of 2019, these are one of the older cards. If you do play newer games and want the newest features, this card may not be the best option. But at the rating of 30,284 and 0.59 cents per point, it takes the number 5 spot. A year older still, and the card the last one was based upon, is the RTX 2080. These were a very popular upgrade of their time, but being released in Q3 of 2018, this card barely makes it into what could be considered a current card. With a price of $160 and performance at 28,615 points, this card has a price per point of 0.59. At this price, it is the second cheapest card in the top 10 list. This next card is much newer, released in January of 2025. The ARC B570 graphics card from Intel takes the number 3 spot with a great price for its power. Intel has really proven that they can contend in the arena with these value offerings. Prices for this GPU are hovering around $170 on eBay currently, and with the performance rating of 31,232, this puts the price per point at 0.54 cents. I considered not including this next card in the lineup as it was released in Q2 of 2017, but this was such a sought after high-end card at the time that I felt it was fair to leave it in. The NVIDIA Titan XP is still a great card and can run many games with no issues. With a performance rating of 31,270, it is still even slightly faster than some of these newer cards, such as the B570 we just reviewed. You can find these around $170 on eBay now, giving it a price per point of 0.54 cents. Just keep in mind that this card is older and won't have the support and features of some newer cards. Which card do you think is in the top spot based on price per point performance? We will announce that final card in a moment. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like this video if you appreciate the time it took to put this data together. I wanted to share that the full data report is available for download in the link below. The report shows the average eBay price, performance score, and price per point for the top 50 graphics cards from the PC Games Hardware GPU charts. You could use this for further analysis or to get a quick look at where some of the other cards are currently falling in the value spectrum. And without further delay, let's reveal the final card. Taking the top spot currently based on price per point performance is the AMD Radeon RX 5700 XT. This Q3 2019 card was a great mainstream card in its day and can still perform 1080p gaming fairly well today. This is one of the lower score cards in the list, but at a price of $150, it is also the cheapest card. With a performance rating of 29,206, this card only costs 0.51 cents per point. This is still a great card and can be a GPU to hold you over today until some of the newer GPUs drop down to more reasonable pricing. I wanted to at least mention some other great value cards in the list, even though they didn't make the top 10 based on price per performance. Because many of the cards on the list are older options, I wanted to show some newer, higher performance options that are still good value based on their performance and current pricing. Both the 6900 XT and the 7900 XT AMD Radeon cards are outliers on performance when compared to other cards in their price range. The 6900 XT is currently about $370, pricing it in a mid-range, but performance ranging closer to cards that cost about $100 more. The 7900 XT even has a wider margin, coming in at about $550, but performing similar to a 5070 Ti, which is closer to $800 right now. The GPU market is hot right now with the growth in PC gaming, as well as businesses such as AI and crypto using these powerhouses for compute. That has caused the market to be a mess right now. Overall, I don't recommend anyone try to buy a new gen GPU unless you can find them at a rare discount. Instead, I think looking at something from these charts that is a couple generations old can really offer the best value for your money. Let me know down in the comments what cards you have been looking at, and if you have any recommended ways to find the best deals on graphics cards and other PC tech. As always, I appreciate your time watching, and don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button to follow for more content like this. This is Techie Papa, and we will see you next time.